miracle that we haven't had a serious injury or even a death there, because the crashes sound horrendous.
How many crashes have there been in the past 2 years?
Well, you know, I don't know. That would be good information, I think, for the city to have.
Okay.
But it, you know, someone in the neighborhood told me there have been 14 in the last year.
Okay, 14 last year.
Yeah.
So one every month, basically.
Pretty much,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, I can hear the squealing from my house, and I can hear the crash.
Okay. Are you actually on Middlefield or you're on Lincoln?
I'm not in Middlefield. I'm on Lincoln. I'm the corner of Lincoln and Byron, so it's like one block west of Middlefield.
Okay. So but you still hear this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there have been cars. I mean, I know that there's some bollards there now.
Sure.
To prevent people parking on the corner. No, because they don't prevent the crashes. And I think that what's happening, and you know, in my notes, is that I think that people are driving very fast down Middlefield. And this happened especially during commute hours, but it really could be any time of day, in the evening too when it's dark. It's hard to see. People are going fast down Middlefield, trying to make that light from, you know, if you're going southbound on Middlefield, you're trying to make the light at Melville. And push on through, or vice versa, you're trying to make the light at Addison and Middlefield. And Lincoln it's an uncontrolled intersection. I mean, there's stop. It's not uncontrolled. There's stop signs on Lincoln, and people on Lincoln are trying to get to 101 or from 101 to Stanford Park in that area, and everybody's impatient, and people push out into the intersection. And the drivers on Middlefield do not yield, even if someone is, you know, making maybe an unsafe left turn. Those drivers are not yielding. And, you know, I don't know what the control should be.
Let me pull up a map, because I like to kind of look at this with you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Have you seen any reduction? Because I know that the city has started to reinstitute the traffic team, which is supposed to kind of control the speeds with more enforcement. Has that helped at all?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah.
So let me go there right now and see if we can take a look at it.
Yeah, I actually commute north on Middlefield to get to work.
Okay.
I used to make a left turn onto Middlefield from Lincoln, since it's so convenient. I feel unsafe doing that now because I've almost been in an accident once or twice. So now I drive, you know, a block down, and I take the light at Addison and Middlefield.
I see. Okay, let me enable the satellite view. Let's take a look at this together.
Okay.
So Lincoln and Middlefield, right? So you're right over here.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Okay. So you're right on this corner. Okay. And tell me how do most of the accidents happen that you know about?
Yeah. Well, the latest one, which was 2 weeks ago, I wrote to the city council about it immediately after it happened. Someone was on Lincoln eastbound. He went out, and you know, I don't know whether he didn't see this car, or he, you know, went in front of her very fast, or she didn't slow down. But he was broadsided. I guess his airbags went off. He was really, really lucky. The other car ended up being turned around and going the opposite direction. I mean, this was such a terrible.
One car is going this way, then like that.
Yeah, exactly. T-bone.
Okay. T-bone. Okay.
Got completely T-boned. He was pushed off to the Addison side of Middlefield. Her car was like spun around and ended up on the wrong, going the opposite direction on the side of Middlefield.
Okay.
We've seen accidents happen where a car got pushed up onto the porch of this house. An accident came up here, and smashed the Addison School sign that's right here. You know, it just it to us it feels like a real emergency. It feels like it's going to be, in fact we think it's going to be just a matter of time before there's either a serious injury or even a fatality there. And there's children crossing Middlefield to come to school, because this whole side of Lincoln Avenue going way down goes to Addison. And you know, some of them can go to the light here, but some of them walk across. And I think that a lot of parents... Are there
crossing guards here?
No, there's no crossing guards here.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty surprising. There's crossing guards here where there's a light.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But there's no crossing guards here where there's no light. And I think that a lot of parents are driving their kids to school because they don't think it's safe to cross Middlefield. I think you might find more people using bicycles and on foot to get to school.
I had someone, or several people came to my office hours to talk about this intersection before. So you're not alone.
Yeah. Was that the resident who's asking for a traffic signal there?
You know, we've had more than one. I probably had 5 or 6 people who come in. So
yeah.
Everyone wants something slightly different.
There's a lot of us who are very concerned.
The main issue is that there seems to be a challenge here, right? Okay.
And you know, the solution, as far as I'm concerned, I've made some suggestions here. I think it's up to, I think the traffic engineers are competent, and I think, you know, I'm not necessarily advocating for one solution over another. I'm not in favor of the traffic signal, and we could talk about that, you know, later if that came up.
Well, I'd love to hear your
reasons. I did give them my reasons. So
okay. So what are your suggestions about how?
Well, you know, my primary suggestion is just simply to make Lincoln right turn only at that intersection.
Which way?
Both directions.
Oh, I see.
Right turn only.
Right turn only.
If no one could make a left turn or cross Lincoln, then there would be almost zero accidents, because you'd only have somebody making a right turn in front of someone else. And you know, I think that it's much more likely to happen when someone's crossing or someone's making a left turn onto Middlefield.
So, but Middlefield is still, you could turn in all directions?
Yeah.
But just Lincoln, you can only turn right turn?
Yeah, Lincoln, you could only make a right turn. That would probably be the cheapest and fastest solution. I wonder if there's also some traffic calming that could happen along Middlefield, whether like rumble strips or lights flashing when you come to this intersection. Or maybe there's a different traffic light timing, because we have a traffic light at Addison and a traffic light at Millville. And if those could be timed so that, so that people aren't trying to race through this intersection in order to make those lights.
So at Addison and Kingsley?
No, Addison and Millville.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's quite a stretch. They can get up a lot of speed. Or you know, they basically put on the gas if they look ahead and see that Melville is green, or vice versa if they've just left the Melville light and they see that the Addison light is green. If they're northbound, then then they step on it and they go as fast as they can to get through that intersection, leaving them absolutely no window to slow down or brake. If someone on Lincoln, you know, misjudges their speed and tries to turn left or cross when they're hurling toward them.
Okay. So there's no stop signs or lights or anything, nothing?
Well, Lincoln has it's a two-way stop. So Lincoln has stop signs, Middlefield has no stop sign.
Okay, and then let's see. Okay. So what do you think people would say about your proposal?
Well, I think that I've talked to the neighbor here and various other people, and right turn only on Lincoln has met with a lot of agreement, just because it's so simple and cheap.
Would you keep the stop sign as well?
Well, let's see. Yeah, I think you probably would keep the stop sign. because you do need to stop and make sure that there's no one coming, unless, well, I don't know if there's any other traffic solution. I'm not a traffic engineer.
Well, there's like roundabouts. There's
I believe in roundabouts. I know they're really hard for the people in Palo Alto to kind of wrap their head around. They've been suggested in a number of locations, like some time ago in Barcadero and Middlefield, a roundabout was suggested there, and boy, the citizens were up in arms. But I've used roundabouts in other parts of the country and in British Columbia, and I find them like a great way to manage traffic.
Yeah, I think I don't know the right solution either, but you know, since you live there, I mean, I think the great thing about people who have ideas who live around here is that you've seen a lot what happens, and you know you have a lot of experience on the street, so you're probably closer to a solution than most.
Well, we know exactly what the problem is. Versus like you know, someone that doesn't frequent this very often, it's hard for them to know, right? So now I would imagine some neighbors would not like the fact that they can't cross Lincoln. No, I don't think it would be neighbors actually. I think it would be just the people who are using Lincoln as an arterial. I think that the people coming from 101 to go to Stanford Park would find that to be a hassle.
Do people actually take Lincoln for that?
Yeah, they do.
Really?
They do, because 101, right? You know, 101 has an off ramp onto University, and within the first couple of blocks after that, there's a left turn onto Lincoln, and then Lincoln is a straight shot to Alma.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah,
it just seems like I guess Lincoln. Well, yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the traffic on University and Embarcadero can be so bad. And you know, I don't know. I have heard also that Waze, you know, the traffic mapping program, is also suggesting that as a shortcut.
Lincoln is cut through traffic.
Yeah. Okay. So you know, I don't know if that's true or not, but it does. Yeah. It does seem like that. Like the increase in cars has coincided with people really adopting Waze and using it.
So you can see that Lincoln would kind of do that, but also, I mean, the other street that people could use then would be Center, right? Centers also.
They could, but Lincoln. So if you do take the Center, and because we're locals and we know, we sometimes do take Center. But for Center, you have to you get off, and then you have to go for a block and a half through a confusing intersection to get.
I see.
Yeah, and Lincoln is you stay on Lincoln. That's all you have to do.
I see that,
Yeah, so that might frustrate the people who are using it as an arterial.
Yeah.
But I don't think the neighbors mind going up to Addison. I mean, you know, if we're coming for me, if I'm coming off of 101 down Lincoln, I would definitely be a little bit inconvenienced by that, because normally I go straight across and you know, and then end up at my house a block away. But I would trade that convenience for the safety, for you know, the loss of the anxiety about people being badly hurt there. You know, in addition to all the accidents that do happen, there are so many close calls, because I hear people screaming their brakes, people with long, angry honks, and that happens like 5 to 10 times a day. So I think that there's a lot of like almost accidents there too. So believe me, I would be happy to trade that mild inconvenience of having to turn right and then go around a block.
Yeah, given where you live, you would actually be inconvenienced, because you have to go through. You like if you've come off of 101 and you go down Lincoln, you would actually.
I would have to turn right, go left at Addison, and come back around to my house. And I mean, it would be a little inconvenient.
You for one would be inconvenienced, right?
But you know, compared to the anxiety of the potential of living in such a, you know, potential danger.
So there's a petition going around right now?
There's a petition by one of my neighbors on the other side of Middlefield to install a traffic light there. And I'm not in favor of a traffic light. You know, we have one at Addison. We have one at Millville. Another one there. would, traffic lights are much less efficient than, say, traffic circles, roundabouts.
Sure.
And a traffic light at that would, so I don't know if we want to go back to the map, but
we're also running out of time, so let me.
Okay.
Let's. But yeah.
Okay, I'll just show you this real quick. So let's see, where are we? Middlefield and Lincoln. So here is Addison School. So if there were a traffic light here, then traffic would pile up on Lincoln and on Middlefield on both sides of the school, and this corner of the school, and back here in addition in the future. This is all playground. And there would be cars with, spewing emissions where the children are playing, every time this light was stopped. And in addition, there's a crosswalk here at Byron that a lot of the families who live in this area walk their kids to school and then cross because there's an entrance right here. And if traffic was backed up down Lincoln, then that would impinge on that crosswalk. So those are my major objections to a traffic light there. Plus, they're very expensive to install. And I think it would take a long time to get that. And I would rather have some quick solution if possible.
So, we don't have much time left. So I think what would be awesome, is if you can talk with more of your neighbors. I mean, if a petition can be started for your idea as well, that would be awesome as well. Or if whoever's doing this petition, if you guys can come together. And
I've talked to him, and he's pretty much set on the traffic signal, so that's moved.
Yeah, but it's so hard for the city because we don't know as much as the people that live there, right? The people that live there know a lot more than we do, and it's so hard, right? And so it's like, what is the right solution? Because every solution makes someone upset, right?
Of course.
So it's like,
this is Palo Alto.
Exactly. So it would be great if people could come together, and figure out what is the right solution, and then come to the city and say, okay, we got it, right? Here it is, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's all really difficult, right? In fact, what would be good actually is if you guys could come together and kind of figure out generally what the right solution is, and then. And if staff buys in, or let's say you go to Planning Transportation Commission, you kind of really kind of nail it, and then it's easy, with council to say, yeah, let's do it, or maybe it's just a staff level decision, they'll just figure it out, right?
Yeah, well, I would be happy to, if it was possible, to get some people together to meet with the traffic engineers.
Yeah,
for the city.
I think that would be awesome.
Because they'll certainly have ideas that we don't have, but we can also. Bring personal experience to it, and
I think
our ideas.
The actual, putting the stripes down or the signs up, that's not the big deal. The big deal is figuring out a solution that that kind of makes everyone happy, right? Which is hard.
A little bit happy.
Yeah, a little bit happy. It solves the problem, right?
Yeah.
So that's the challenge, right? And so more you could do. I mean, it's not like you've been there for a while, so more you could do to help kind of rally your neighbors and kind of figure out what is the solution. That would be really, really great. I don't know if you guys have a neighbor association, but that would. We don't. We don't. Although, and a side note here is, I know that you have someone right after me and we're running over. But so an additional issue in the neighborhood is Marissa Meyer's proposal for that property. We actually had we had office hours last week on that. Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, so, I didn't know that. Oh, darn. Okay. But we'll have more. But there were a lot of people. Did Vic Ojakian and come to that? Vic didn't come, but or Peter Steinhardt? I don't know exactly. Raj could. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be great. Raj could tell you about the next one. To you. Okay, great. Well, leave that copy with you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Okay. So nice to meet you. Thank you for meeting. Of course. Thanks for your work on this. Sure. And don't give up. Oh no. Not until.